I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I really did not want to make this video, okay? I really didn't. And the reason I didn't want to make this video is because, to be honest, I was quite embarrassed. And I'm still embarrassed, if I'm being honest with you. So pretty much what happened is I ended up quitting my job. Today's date is August 15th, 2024. It is a Thursday. Currently, I am without a job. And I am somebody who, I started working at the age of maybe 16, something around there. And I've always had a job. There was a brief season where I did not have one, but that was simply because I had moved to a new state and I was looking for a new one. But as soon as I found one, I always stayed with a job. And so it feels quite weird. And I'm not going to mention the company that I was working for, but I was working for a corporate, I was working a corporate job, and I was not happy. But one thing about me, and I believe I get this from my mother, I know how to persevere. When I don't like a job, I always knew in the back of my mind that God had more for me, that he made me for something so great, even if it's something I can't imagine. Because every job that I've had, I always knew I'm not going to be here forever. I mean, it may be, I really never knew. Like every job I had, I really never knew how long I would be there. But I always knew in the back of my mind that this is not it for me. And so my most recent job, I had been with the company for not even a year. I originally started working in a physical store for this company, and I was only there for 3 months before I ended up transitioning. I moved to a new state, which I'm now in Texas. They did not have any positions at the location that's closest to my home that were available. I checked to see if there were any positions where I could work from home, and I found one. By the grace of God, I was able to get transferred to that position, and it was really convenient being able to work from home. I'm not gonna lie, but even when I started that position there, I still knew like this. I'm more than this. And I promise y'all, like I said, I know how to push through. I tried so hard to just tell myself, like, you got this, you could do this. It's okay, this is only temporary. Because I knew it was temporary. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't know how long the time span was going to be. So I told myself, you know what, let's keep pushing through. We got this, we're going to do this. But for some reason, y'all, I just could not. And as the weeks kept going by of me working at this job, it's like my mental health started declining lower and lower and lower. It got to the point where I was like, man, I'm about to quit. And I'm always one to leave a job gracefully. Like every position I've had, people, like my coworkers, they threw me a party, bought me a cake, stuff like that. Because I always believed in not burning bridges, because you just never know when you might need to cross paths with that person again, or whatever the case is. I just always wanted to end my jobs gracefully. I always put a 2 weeks notice in. As y'all know, a 2 weeks notice is not mandatory by law, but it was just always something that I wanted to do. So as I started noticing my mental health decline, I was praying every single day, like, God, I promise you, I'm trying to stay. And this was probably the worst that my mental health had felt while on a job, because I was even a waitress. I feel like waitressing is such a humbling job. Like, man, people don't even understand like the things that waitress have to go through. And I was a waitress for 3 years. And so when I transitioned to that company that I ended up working for, I was like, oh, this is nothing. I could do this. And I found out soon that no. Sure enough, my mental health I found it being much worse actually than what it was when I was a waitress. And I started to feel like, man, I think working all together is the problem. Now, I have no issue working. Like I said, I get that hustle from my mom. We from Chicago. We just got that hustle in us, got that hustle about us. But I just noticed that, man, this is affecting me in a way that I am not used to being affected when it comes to a job, at least. And one day, I'm telling y'all, like, okay, let me tell y'all a little bit what the job was. I'm not gonna mention the company or nothing like that. So pretty much to sum the job up, I had to do something involving sales. I did not originally know that the job was going to involve sales, but I eventually found out that that was a requirement, and if you did not meet those requirements, snip snip, you was up out of there. They was gonna let you go, and you had a certain amount of time before you had to meet that deadline. So I had that pressure on me, and I had never had a sales job before. I was used to customer service, that was no issue for me, but having that extra pressure on me just made things worse. And on top of that, the position that I had specifically was dealing with angry customers right off the bat. You know, it's one thing for a customer to call in, you help them out, you know, but it's a whole nother thing for a customer to call in directly to pretty much a lot of times curse you out, to complain about X, Y, and whatever the case was. But specifically my position was retaining customers so that the company didn't lose customers, because, you know, it's their bread and butter. And so I was like, man, I was already used to dealing with customer service. Like, that was no issue for me. And actually, my coworkers from my job before that one, they would always tell me, Denisha, you are so good at remaining calm. Like, you always calm. Whenever something is escalating, I'm gonna get you. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, you know, because that's just my personality. I'm chill. I usually know how to mediate, you know, when a situation is like going up there. I normally know how to like bring it down. But I found myself with this position, like, just feeling so drained, you know, having customers call in and tell you how much they hate the company even, and how much they just, you know, it started to become like really a heavy burden on me. And, you know, I had several times of being called out my name and all this, and normally that stuff would not faze me, but it literally started to get to me. And you know, they always tell you in customer service, don't take it personal. And that's very true, because a lot of times people are calling in to, you know, when they're dealing with customer service, people are calling in and they may be going through something that has nothing related to you at all. It doesn't make it right, no doubt about it. But a lot of times people just want to call in, they want to get out what they're feeling. They already was having a bad day and they want to just dump it all on you. And so they always say, don't take it personal, and I get that. But man, we're human too. People who work in customer service, I have so much respect for you, because I know that it's not easy. And like I said, I was always a person, I could deal with any of that. But I got to the point where I was like, this is not something I see myself doing for long. You know, and it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm quitting today. Today is going to be my last day. But I held out. I feel like God wanted me to wait, so I waited. And 2 weeks went by and it did not get worse. 2 weeks went by and it did not get better. It felt like things had gotten worse, especially for me mentally. So I remember it was a Monday morning. I always dreaded Monday mornings because they was always super busy. I worked from home. I took inbound calls, and it just seemed like Mondays was just that day where like people like, let me call, I'm not gonna say the company name, but let me call this company and see what's going on with my bill or whatever the case was. And so it was already Monday. I'm just sitting there waiting for a call to come in. I'm just like, God, I don't have more in me. I literally, if a customer comes on this phone, I don't know what's gonna get said. Now I have by the grace of God, I have a way of remaining professional in spite of what I'm feeling. But I kid you not, I'm sitting on that phone waiting for a call. Because when the call came in, it made like a beep sound. So I'm sitting there waiting on the call, and I'm just like, Lord, please don't let me get a call right now. I don't know how this call is gonna go. I may lash out. I don't know. I don't know what's going to get said. And right then and there, I decided to type out a letter to my boss, letting her know that I was putting my 2 weeks notice in. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. Like I told y'all, I believe in not burning bridges. I believe that if you have the capability, that you should leave a 2 weeks notice in, because that's just professional. You will be able to put that job on your resume if you're looking for something else. And you know, I just think that's the integral thing to do. And so I texted my boss. I told her I wanted to put my 2 weeks notice in, but like I said, I'm gonna backtrack. So I did have a job lined up. Okay, now this is the part a lot of y'all probably waiting for. This is the part when I found out I got scammed. Okay, so I always apply for jobs on Indeed. It's always been successful for me. I've never had an issue. My last 2 jobs that I had actually came from Indeed. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on Indeed, see what they got, see if I can find something else, you know, something that's not so stressful, not so draining on me. And I have found something. I found a job, I applied, they ended up emailing me and texting me. You know, got on the phone with about 4 people actually. I got on the phone with someone who said they were from HR. Well, 2 people that said they were from HR. And then I got on the phone with 2 direct, let's put the quotation there, 2 supervisors as well. There was one for a certain task, and then there was a supervisor for another task that I had to do for the position. And so I'm thinking this is legit. You know, I do the phone interview, you know, they say everything looks good. I had to review they sent me a job offer letter. I accepted it. Girl, I'm telling y'all, like they sent me the whole 9. I'm thinking this is legit. Let me tell you. So it wasn't until maybe 3 days later that I found out that this was not legit. So what happened is that, okay, well, first of all, let me tell you what they was trying to pay me. So they told me that they would pay me $3,500 a month. That's base salary. They said that, okay, well, the position was being a package specialist, okay? They said they would be sending packages to your home. All you have to do is inspect them, take pictures of them, upload them to the portal that they had you sign up for, and you had to ship the packages out. They said sometimes there will be times where you have to go to a location like Walmart, Target, or whatever, and you get a bonus for that, for the packages that you have to go pick up. After you inspect it, upload your pictures, you ship it out, upload a picture of the receipt, and you're good. And they said if you get those packages out in time, that you would get an additional $35 bonus. I said, oh, say less, sign me up today, okay? So I'm thinking it's sweet, you know. I'm like, $3,500 as the base, I'll take. That's more than what I'm making right now, so I'll take that. And then they said you can make up to $4,800 before taxes are taken out. I said, that's a whole bet, say less. But this is where things come with a twist, okay? Now they did tell me that you won't be getting your first check until after 30 days. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, I thought that was like extra weird, but for some reason I overlooked it, because I was thinking, okay, maybe they do that to see like your performance and see how you're doing, and you know what I'm saying, to kind of keep an eye on how you're getting packages out, and then they gonna reimburse you. And then they said after the 30 days you'll get paid every 2 weeks going forward. So I'm like, okay, I could work with that. Girl, let me tell you. So this is how I found out. Now, first of all, I am a person who likes to look at the reviews to any job that I work at, because I like to know what I'm getting myself into. It was weird that I couldn't find no reviews to this company. My sister-in-law had texted me. She's like, hey, what's the job that you just started? I'm telling her about it. She's like, okay, what's the name of it? I'm gonna search it up. She searches it up. She can't even find any, you know, reviews or anything about the job at all. So she kind of like confirmed my suspicion. We over here searching the internet through and through. I'm talking about through and through. Can't find nothing. And then I typed in, I can't remember exactly what I typed in the search bar, but a video came up on TikTok. I clicked on the video. It led me to a young lady who was telling her experience of it was a different company name for her experience, but it was the same exact job description that I was working for with this company. She said they offered her $3,500, said if she gets paid on time, that she would be getting a $35 bonus per package. They told her that the portal that I mentioned to y'all, that she had to log in at least 3 times. One of the times that you log in has to be at least before 9 a.m. That was exactly what I was told. And she said on the day that she was supposed to get paid, the 31st day or the 30th day, one of them, they completely kicked her out of the portal. She had no contact to any of the people who had hired her onto the job. And she had bills due. She had to pay her credit cards. No possible way for her to communicate with these people at all. They completely kicked her off the portal, completely blocked all communication access to her or to them. And I said, ain't that some stuff? That's crazy. Right then and there, I knew I was victim of a scam. I was like, wow, I felt so embarrassed that I had fallen for this. And I got bills to pay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just me and my husband. I don't have children, you know, but we got bills to pay. And I'm just like, wow, these people are so sick. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was finna message them people and say, I know what y'all doing. I'm finna file a police report. But my husband, he was like, no, don't say it like that. He like, these people, they got our address at this point. So tread lightly, you know, do it in a strategic way. And so I was like, okay, you're right. So what I ended up doing, I ended up telling them, hi, I ran into an emergency. I have to resign as of today. When I tell you that lady, because I texted the main manager who was like HR. When I tell you that she blew up my phone, this lady called me maybe at least 4 times in 1 minute. In 1 minute, she called me 4 times. And then she messaged me and said, hi, this is unfortunate to hear. Is there any way you could render a 2 weeks notice while we find a replacement for you? And we will pay you for 2 weeks. Lady, you still trying to run game on me? And if you could have paid me within 2 weeks, you should have said that from the get-go. Like, y'all scammers are, ooh, these people done got elite. But I was just like, this is crazy. This is sick that these people would, number one, do this to begin with. And number two, that they would try to even try again, even after I just said I want to resign. And the thing is that they were calling me from verified numbers. I have it in my phone to where no scam callers can call me. I have that setting in my phone. I have an iPhone. So when they call me, it literally when it has the check mark, it means that it's verified. So these people call me, I'm thinking everything is legit. But no. Y'all, they're getting creative out here. They really are. We got to be careful. We have to, when you feel suspicion about something, don't ignore that. Because that could be the Lord telling you something and you just suppressing it. No, don't suppress it. Pay attention to the signs because they be there. And like I said, that was an embarrassing situation. It's still embarrassing. So right now, your girl don't have a job. I'm just operating off of pure faith, okay? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do still have bills to pay. I do. Yes, I do. But you know what? I believe everything happens for a reason. And like I said, I was not gonna share this story. I really was not, because it sucks. It really sucks. But I say, you know what? This might help somebody else, because when I went onto the video of that young lady who shared her story on TikTok, I cannot tell you how many people were in that comment section saying, thank you so much for sharing this. I almost fell for it. Thank you so much. I just got a call like this today. Thank you so much. I almost just signed, you know, because let me tell you something. They even sent me W-4 papers to sign for tax documents. And I thank God, something in me said, don't submit this yet. Because I was going to submit it the same day that they sent it out. I filled out all my tax information and I was finna hit submit, but I said, you know what? For some reason, I feel like waiting until tomorrow to submit this. That tomorrow was the next day when I found out that them people was scamming. And they would have my social security number if I would have submitted that document. So I thank God for the Holy Spirit for intercede. Like, a lot of people waited 30 days. They didn't find out that this was a scam until 30 days. God let me know in 3 days. He really was letting me know before. I just kept, saying, no, maybe I'm, thinking too much into it. Nah, God was speaking. But although it's unfortunate that it happened, I'm so grateful, like I said, that God let me know. And I'm letting y'all know so that whoever comes across this video, that y'all don't fall for that okie doke, because, oof, man, it's sad. It's really sad. But my main purpose of making this video, like I said, was to help somebody out. And I done watched maybe about 50 of these videos of people talking about how they quit their 9 to 5. And I am in that same boat right now. Even when I started the legit job for the company that I was working for, even when I started there, I said, I am more than this. And I have been trying to grow my YouTube channel for over a year now. And it's like I always had the piece of, I may be at this 9 to 5, but I know at least I'm building something on the side. And I'm not talking down on 9 to 5s. If that is your passion, you go for it. Don't put no shame in your game. You go for it. This video is for those who feel like you are called for more, because I promise you, I know what that feels like. I promise you, because that's the boat I'm in right now. I always knew I was called for more than a 9 to 5. So, for whatever it means, I'm going to release this video. In spite of all the embarrassment, in spite, you know, whatever. I'll release this video. I hope that it helps somebody. If there's any information that I left out that y'all would like to know, let your girl know in the comment section down below. If you are experiencing a similar situation or you have experienced a similar situation, please also feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. You don't know who else you could be helping out, okay? So don't hold back. Don't hold back. Let us know your story and your situation. And I hope that this was helpful to someone. But until next time, I can't wait to see y'all in the next upload. Peace, love, and blessings. Mwah.